Dr. Jiang Yang.
Mr. Speaker, it is a pleasure to take a call on the first reading of this taxation bill. After listening to the speeches from Labour, I come to the conclusion what Labour wants is actually a society where everyone is equal but everyone is poor.
That's right.
And that is the society once lived in. And it has been abandoned in China, and China is now actually developing very well, and basically based on what we call the market economy.
Good point.
Now, this bill will make the tax system fairer and simpler and strengthen our economy. Mr. Speaker, the national government has been focusing on returning our budget to surplus and growing our economy. We are building on our record as responsible economic managers and taxpayers can rely on. Now, we'll provide the steady hand our economy needs. Mr. Speaker, taxation is a key component of our economic package. This government aims to raise the revenue it requires, not through hiking tax rates, but by ensuring that its existing tax bases are applied fairly. An important aspect of fairness in the tax system is that taxpayers must be able to understand and comply with rules, and it is necessary for the tax rules to be cohesive, fair, and applied consistently, and this bill does just that. For instance, it makes changes to the taxation of foreign superannuation to make it easier and fairer for both New Zealanders returning from having worked overseas and migrants. So, Mr. Speaker, this is a timely bill. I commend it to the House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Dr. David Clark.
Speaker, Kiwi power bills are too high.
Yep.
John Key is on the side of the energy companies, and Kiwis are hurting. Labor will reduce power bills. These are the big issues, Mr. Speaker. These are the big issues. We know that power bills are too high, we know that John Key's on the side of the energy companies, and we know that Labor has a plan to reduce those power bills. And what are we debating here? Mr. Speaker, we're debating a remedial matters tax bill. Again, Mr. Speaker. This is not the first time we've debated minor tax law in the last 12 months. My colleague, the Honourable David Cunliffe, will agree. We've spent a lot of time in this House debating minor amendments to the tax legislation when the fundamentals of this economy are wrong. But this government is not prioritising correcting the big things that are wrong in the economy, and we've got to ask ourselves why. We have to ask ourselves why. Why are we debating these matters when the economy is struggling, when ordinary Kiwi workers are struggling, and when the fundamental settings of our economy are wrong? The IMF says that New Zealand has the worst current account deficit in the developed world, worse than Greece. And what is this government doing about it? What is this government doing about it? I asked the